Hi, welcome to Magnificent Mogul, the brand that promotes entrepreneurs. I'm Daymond, and I have with me Casey Fox. Casey is the founder of the Vault International Consulting Firm, a Dallas-based firm that focuses on media training and media coaching. She is also the partner to a VP of basketball at Paramount Sports, and she is also the Director of Technology and On-Air Operations with Tribune Broadcasting. Fantastic, Casey. You're all over the place. I love it. And I want to give a special shout out to the LBC Network, who is here with me today. That's also recording some video and some sound. So I want to especially thank T.W. Addison for being here with us today. So Casey, you ready to get started?
I'm ready.
Your interview?
I'm ready. I'm excited.
Me too.
Yeah.
So Casey, why don't we just jump right into it? So tell me all about the Vault Media. What do you want people to know? What do you want the viewers to know about the Vault Media?
I basically just want them to know that with different industries, sometimes people are faced with fears of speaking in public.
Yeah.
They are faced with fears of, they have confidence issues, sometimes self-esteem issues. Mm-hmm. So there are companies out there that help with those particular things, no matter what industry you're in.
Cool. Okay.
So that's kind of what my focus is. Okay. My focus is to empower through media.
Got you. Okay. Mm-hmm. So what are some of the businesses? What is the type of clientele that you normally deal with?
Well, the most lucrative client that I have right now are NBA players.
Cool. Okay.
So I work with professional athletes.
Got you.
And
that sounds exciting.
It is exciting. It's challenging.
Okay.
But it's exciting.
Okay.
And then my focus with them mostly is around draft time.
Got you.
You know, so prepare them for any type of endorsements that may come their way. Lots of sports interviews that they may have to do. Mm-hmm. And you'll be surprised, sometimes people think athletes are just so overly aggressive.
Yeah.
But a lot of times when it comes to speaking in public, they aren't very comfortable with that a lot.
Oh, so what we probably think is aggression really is fear.
Right.
Oh, okay, cool.
Mm-hmm. Some of them they don't want to have any parts of that.
Got you.
But I have to go on and explain to them that it is a part of the job because you have fans, right, and they want to hear from you. So just giving them that mode of confidence and getting them some on-camera training and just helping them just with their image all over, overall image.
Got you.
That they want to portray to their fans and their audience.
Cool. So how exactly did you get into media? Where did it all start? What was the beginning?
The beginning for me was in high school, I know I wanted to be in journalism.
Cool, okay.
And so, during that time, I focused a lot on my English classes. Mm-hmm. And then once I got into journalism, that was in 96. My first job was in 96 at an NBC affiliate in Shreveport, Louisiana.
Oh, okay, yes. Shreveport.
Yes.
I'm from Louisiana.
Uh-huh. Yep, and I have family there, and that was my first job as an intern. And so that's where I kind of got my start in media.
Got you.
And then it just continued to evolve. So now, I guess I'm 20 years in the game now.
So now that you're 20 years in the game, have you found your love?
Yes.
Is this your passion?
Yes, it is.
Where did that feeling come from? How do you know?
I know because, so it's like it started as a goal. Okay. And it became my passion when I found other ways to use it. Yeah. More than the traditional means.
Got you. So you sort of found your niche, and now you're living your passion. Mm-hmm.
And awesome. So it's not just about television for me anymore. Okay. Now I can touch other industries. That's what so that's where the Vault kind of came from. Gotcha. How can I take the skills that I own, that I've earned, that I've learned, and perfected, and use it in other industries so that I can help people. Right. So at the end of the day, I just want to help people.
Got you. I definitely understand how that feels. Now you've been in the game for 20 years. That's a lot of experience. And so that leads me to my next question. What are some common flaws that you see that people make, in the media? Because I'm sure I do branding and I help people develop themselves. So I know you've seen a lot of common mistakes. Mm-hmm. Can you talk to some of those?
Absolutely. The number one mistake that I see is people get too wrapped up in themselves. Okay. Anytime you're in any type of media relations, PR, sports entertainment, it's not about you. It's about your customer. So when you go to do your branding and your brand image and your brand management, your projects, your campaigns, you need to think about what it is your customer wants to hear and what your customer wants to see.
Right. Okay.
So you have to understand your demographic.
Mm-hmm.
Who am I selling to?
Okay.
That's the number one mistake that I see. Just because I think it's a great story or a great idea or a great venue or a great gig to take, that doesn't mean that the masses is going to feel the same way. And at the end of the day, you're providing a service to somebody. So you have to cater to what they want, your customer.
I can imagine that sometimes that even when you're dealing with clients, that can be somewhat difficult because everybody sort of thinks they have this thing about themselves that they like and they think other people want to hear. But you're the person saying, no, you probably want to tell this story opposed to that one.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I think that's the number one. That's the number one mistake, and I've made that mistake selling myself with my own brand.
Got you.
And a lot of people are shocked to hear that I have a manager.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can't manage myself because then you get wrapped up into too much into self.
I love that you said that. Mm-hmm. I liken it to, with entrepreneurs, I liken it to having mentors, and I mentioned this quite a bit. So I'm drawing the parallel. I liken it to having people, like I talk to people to improve who I am, so that I can discuss with other people what I've gone through and how they, I probably made the same mistake, and this is how I learned from it. This is how you can learn from it. So it's kind of the same thing.
Kind of the same thing.
Got you. Mm-hmm. Okay. So you're a native of Louisiana.
Mm-hmm. I am. Yeah.
We love us some Louisiana.
Yes, we do.
So you probably went through the thing that I did. My transition here was a little bit rough because the people here are a little bit different. Mm-hmm. The culture is just different. Yeah, the culture is so different. Like we're laid back.
Right.
Like even our busiest city in Louisiana is not as busy as the busiest cities here in Texas.
Right.
Did you go through some of that, and how did you deal with it?
Oh, I did. Let's see. I've been here now for 12 years.
Yeah.
And the first 8 years, I was miserable.
Wow. Okay. Can you talk to that? Explain.
I couldn't understand the pockets of individuals.
Got you.
Like coming from a small town in Louisiana, it's like everybody loves everyone.
Yeah.
And everything is more cohesive.
It is.
When I moved here, the first place I lived was in McKinney.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was like, it was small enough for me to not be afraid.
Yeah.
But it was too big for me to get a grasp on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was just a culture shock for me. It was. Yeah. And it seems like there were cliques. Mm-hmm. It seems like it was very cliquish. Mm-hmm. And I just couldn't quite figure out what I needed to do or even if I was supposed to be here. I almost moved to D.C.
Got you. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. But you did figure it out,
mm-hmm.
and you carved out a path for yourself, and now you are living your dreams.
I am.
You are on a road to entrepreneurialism.
I am.
Right. So traveling that road, I imagine that you have some golden nuggets. You have some words of inspiration that you can share with other people who are seeking to move into entrepreneurialism. Can you share some of those with me right now?
Yes. I think if I had to talk to someone who was afraid
mm-hmm.
to step out and chase their dream, and the first thing I always tell anyone is to have a plan, have a blueprint. I like to call it blueprint toolboxes.
Okay.
I reference that a lot when I talk to people. And basically that is, first of all, you're never too old, and then you're never too young.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, you just have to be prepared.
Yeah.
So if you're 19 and you're prepared, go for it.
Okay.
Don't wait for it. Well, I need to wait until I'm 25, or I need to wait until I'm 45, or
right.
I'm too old to start a new business. It's all about preparation.
Mm-hmm.
If you're prepared, the age doesn't matter. So I would first tell them to be prepared, have that blueprint,
mm-hmm.
figure out what that blueprint is. And then when I say toolbox, and like I said, I reference that a lot, use everything that you've learned in the course of your life, no matter how long you've been on earth. Use the tools that you have, good and bad,
mm-hmm.
and figure out how they play into a positive realm of your goal.
Got you. Okay, I think that's awesome advice. I've been following you ever since I got to know you on Facebook. Actually, Danita.
Yes.
I know you through Danita.
I
love her
a good
too.
Friend of mine.
Yeah. And so after I talked to her and then I friended you on Facebook naturally, I was, going through Facebook and trying to get to know who Casey was.
Right.
So we're friends now.
Yes, we are.
But recently you published a post and it resonated with me. You just don't understand. I'm more of an introvert. Even to do this is a different side of me. Yes,
okay.
I'm an introvert, but every now and then somebody says something that's exactly what I'm feeling. And you said, you mind if I repeat?
Ahead, sure.
Yeah, you said one day on Facebook, you said, if you're not offered a seat at their table, recognize it as a win. Nod, smile, and walk away gracefully with one goal in mind. Building your own damn table.
Correct.
Never be afraid to create for yourself. What you said, build your own table and never be afraid to create for yourself. That resonated with me because I felt like I've been pushed into that corner and I had to pull myself out and then make it happen. What are some specific techniques that you suggest that people use to get over their fear? I mean, I see a lot of it. And, you know, I'm not always able to make suggestions to people about what they should do to get over it. What do you suggest when you're talking to different people about that?
Okay. My number one thing, and I'm a firm believer in mentorship.
Okay.
And apprenticeship.
Got you.
And I do have a mentorship program, and most of the young women in that program claim, their number one complaint or claim was that people aren't willing to help. Like the people that have made it out are not willing to give back, right? Are not willing to give back. So it's kind of like, I kind of see that because I felt that before, but there are people out there that are willing, but you have to be willing to do the work to go out and find them. And then you have to have the confidence to approach them and say, hey, here's what I want to do with my life. I see that you've done A, B, and C. Is there anything that you can tell me to help me get to that point?
Got you.
And so, you know, if you're afraid, seek out people that have similar stories like you do. Read, you know, embed yourself into the right environments to where you can actually get some FaceTime with these individuals. And that usually helps. You know, any type of a leadership figure that you may have access to, that's where you find the confidence. Even if it's not in a realm that you want to be in. So like for me, for example, because believe it or not, I used to didn't have a lot of confidence myself. It wasn't until I went into the military that I found that aggression and just that drive. And so, and I was hungry for it on the inside, but just didn't have the complete confidence just to go all the way in. And then when I did the time in the military, and my close friends will tell you, when I came back, I was a different person. For the better. Yeah,
it makes you stronger and you're more willing to take on challenges and see them through, right? Okay, cool. Good. You know, I like that, but I don't want to linger on that. You mentioned that you have an apprenticeship program with other young women. So I want people to really hear that. That's one way that you are giving back through your business. I think that's very important for entrepreneurs to do. If we're going to create legacies for ourselves, then we have to create a means to give back and pay it forward. So I wanted to reiterate.
Yes, that is so important. And I challenge those other entrepreneurs such as myself to do that.
I love that.
I do. I'll call them out on it.
Love it. I love it.
So you're doing all this for you. Now what you're doing for those that have to take the reins after you.
Excellent.
Right, because we got to get old.
We have to get old and we have to leave a legacy. We have to leave a foundation for the future. So,
absolutely.
What are some, speaking of future, what are some future goals that you have regarding your personal entrepreneurial plans?
Okay. Well, the vault is growing. I haven't told anyone this yet, other than my management team.
Oh, am I getting? So I'm getting an exclusive.
This is. But you asked. I am about to roll out a second business called Hooped and Customs.
Excellent. Tell me.
It is an etiquette training facility.
Fantastic.
And so that's another thing that, coming from a small town in Louisiana, I was a grown woman before I ever really left to go to another country. I had been to a few different states. You know, I had been to Texas, and, you know, I had been to California, but I had never really been traveled. And throughout my path, I learned that that is very important.
It is.
And there are certain social settings that don't get a lot of that experience.
That's right.
So I've created Hooped and Customs, where I am going to teach the basics, intermediate, and advanced levels of etiquette.
That's fantastic. So that's another way of giving back.
That's another way of giving
Casey, I love it. You're just surprising me more and more. I love it. What is your primary source of inspiration? Because I know, the road is not always paved in gold. We all have things that we go. I think, as a matter of fact, we were talking on Facebook. I said, Casey, I'm having one of those days.
Mm-hmm.
How do you remain, inspired?
My inspiration is other people. Like if I see somebody having a bad day, that tells me that I got to keep going because they need me.
Right.
And so, I'm like, okay, if someone else isn't strong enough to get through that day, I need to do it for them.
Right.
I need to be that person. I need to be the one that they can depend on. So when I see other people in need of anything, it doesn't even matter what it is. It inspires me to continue on. It inspires me to read more, study more, and things like that. So
that's great. That's great. Well, Casey, this is where I lighten it up. And I see you over here. You're looking fantastic. I can tell you.
This whole thing.
I can tell you have just an eye for fashion, and I can tell. Who do you wear to close the deal? Tell me, who's your favorite designer?
Kristen Lewis.
Oh, cool.
And I love Gucci, and I love clothes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Casey, tell people how they could get a hold of you. Tell them how they could get in contact with the Vault.
Okay.
And your social media.
Absolutely. My website is consultthevault.com. You can email my company email, kcfox@consultthevault.com, and anybody from my team can pick up that email and reply to you. We have a newsletter there on the website as well. I'm on social media. My Facebook is KC Fox. That's just the letters KC Fox. What else do I have? Twitter, AMBIFOX, AMBIFOXX, and my Instagram is also AMBIFOXX. So I'm on all that stuff.
Yeah, that's good. Well, you have to be. You're a media.
Because I gotta spy on my players too.
Oh, I got you.
Make sure
check up on them. So, Casey, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for joining the Magnificent Mogul brand.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It was awesome.
All right, that's it. Cut.